Welcome back, puppies, to Barking Dogs Miniature Painting Video. Please like, share, and subscribe. You can follow us on Facebook, and you can support us on Patreon. Well, this is Ellywic, a gnome druid. And while typically I think a lot of druids get painted up with probably a lot of greens and some browns, I'm going to take a different approach to her. Starting with her shirt, or this fabric she has wrapped around her abdomen, we're going to go with some purple. If you search for like druids online to try to get an idea of some of their outfits, of course you see a lot of fantasy art where a lot of those greens make their appearance. But when you look at a lot of the photographs of like druid rituals at Stonehenge and some other art, what you really see are a lot of white flowing gowns. Well, she doesn't have a flowing gown. So we might put some whites in there later, but for right now, for the fabric around her abdomen, we're going to go with the purples. And I'm thinking for the skirt part of her cloth outfit, I'm probably going to go with some rich, darker browns. Most of the ranges that I have, I've got a couple of different Vallejo ranges. What other purples do I have? I have some scale color and some Reaper. And most of them don't have but maybe two shades of purple, and like this Vallejo line, which are good purples, but they go from one extreme to the other. There's really no mid-tone, and this is almost a... This is called, what is it, lichen, or lichen, however you want to pronounce that. And it's like it goes from such an extreme dark purple to this really light purple that it's calling alien purple. There's really no in between. But fortunately, Army Painter, they really only have one purple in their lineup, but again, it's called alien purple, but it's darker than the game air, so something I think's interesting. Purple's one of the colors that they just don't really seem to give you a wide range of in a lot of lines. Of course, some of that may be because they just expect you to be able to make your colors by blending other colors together. I really don't know. It's been a while since I've used any of the Army Painter paints. I use their washes quite a bit, but it's getting really good coverage without being too thick. Oh, there's a little bit of... Oh, nope, that's part of the belt. Fabric wraps around from her upper left shoulder down over her abdomen, underneath her right arm, and then it goes back up. So give that a minute to dry, and then we'll throw some of this on the palette. Maybe work up a little bit of a mid-tone by mixing the two colors, the two shades of purple. And I'm really just kind of eyeballing the mixture. It's kind of 50-50. I really just kind of eyeball it until I see something that I like, something that resembles in between the two shades. That's probably all of the mid-tone I'm going to put on there. Give that a minute to dry, and then I'm going to come back with just the straight Game Air Alien Purple. And just to help accentuate it and make sure that her feminine features come across, I am gonna give her breasts here probably the bulk of the highlight. And again, we're not highlighting much because that whole area is kind of shaded anyway. Okay, paint's dried up a little bit now. And I'm actually going to come back to that little mid-tone that I'd created and come in under here just a little bit where I'd kind of tried to leave it dark before. Just accentuate a little bit right there. And come back in straight with the Vallejo. Just give it a little bit of a highlight. We're going to call that good. We're done with that part of her outfit. Okay, so I tried a brown on that shoulder pad and I don't really like it. So I'm going to come in with some Army Painter skeleton bone and use that. And it'll take a couple of coats to cover up that brown that I have there, but no biggie. I think it's important once in a while to kind of break out of the rut of always painting certain fantasy archetypes the same. Well, that's going to take a couple of coats, so I'm going to repeat that, and then we'll come over here and add it to the other one, and then we'll come back and focus on another part of her outfit. Okay, we're back, and I'm going to be painting the lower part of her fabric on the Gnome Druid, Ellywic, and we're going to be using some Battlefield Brown. I do reserve the right to use something else if I don't like the way this looks. Just as you would. If you were painting it. But I have the scheme down, I think. I'm going to paint her pants that same purple as the wrap around her abdomen. And then the wraps that are around her pants are either going to be brown or an off-white. I haven't really decided yet. Sometimes I'll have the idea and already know before I ever start putting paint to the miniature what I want to do, but anymore, kind of for my own entertainment, I guess. I don't know if entertainment's the right word, but I just don't always plan things out. I just kind of let it come to me as I'm working on the miniature. And for her, the main thing was just trying to stay away from painting everything the typical green that I think gets done for a lot of druid types, or that you would anticipate would. Initially I kicked around the idea of using whites because I could have swore I've seen some photos of real Celtic priests that were wearing red. But when I just did a brief Google image search, and it was a very brief one, most of them came back white. Or I mean, most of the photo results were white. So that blends nicely. Now I just got to figure out a good way to highlight that, or a good highlight. Nah, I made a mistake too when I slapped it on that dark brown. I was just so liberal with it that I actually covered up a, I don't know if brooch is the right word, but she had this thing on a wrap right there that used to kind of pin it in place. So I'm going to have to come back and paint over it. Oh yeah, oh, really well, touching that up. I think I get the dimension that I was wanting, and I think I'm really tempted to just put a third highlight on there though. If I go with a third highlight, it's probably going to be more of a khaki color maybe. And that is the sound of a child playing Xbox with his buddy. Alright. Well, just off camera, I'm going to go ahead and touch up the little... Whoop. See if we can get her in focus there. Touch up that buckle on the wraps around her waist. I'll be right back. So we're back real quick. For a brief add on here. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and apply some purple paint to her pants. That way we kind of have a nice tie-in with the purple up here to down below. It helps with the overall look of the miniature when you help tie colors together like that. So she's going to have some purple pants and some brown wraps around those. And for the feet, I'll probably just duplicate this brown that she's got wrapped around her waist. And she still has the strap here that I need to come up with something for. And then on this arm right here, underneath this shoulder pauldron or shoulder guard, there's a little band around her arm also. And I still don't know what to do about these feathers, or what appears to be feathers coming out right here. I guess it could be fur, but to me it looks more like feathers sticking out right there. And perhaps even on her arm guard, the way that it just sticks out seems more akin to feathers than fur. Well, that purple's showing up as more of a glaze. I think I left my lid off my wet palette, which I'm probably going to make a separate video for. Here's Ellywic, finished. And there's the base. So the feathers, I ended up just giving them a light dusting, or light dry brushing rather. Called it good. Touched up her bracers. Now she's ready to take on some goblins, oozes, whatever else a dungeon might throw at an adventuring druid. If you like the work you saw in this video and some of the images you're seeing now, I'm available for commissions. You can reach me through messaging me at Facebook.
www.facebook.com/barkingdogstudio. Patreon supporters get discounts on commissions as well as credit at the end of the video. Special thanks to the Clarks for their continued support. Bark on, puppies.